Hey, what's up everyone, Starry right here, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Steelers recap. Today we are doing the Miami Dolphins recap. What a heartbreaking game. What a very stressful game. Let's be honest. A very Kenny Pickett game. It was a very Kenny Pickett game. This is gonna be a Kenny Pickett heavy episode because it kind of comes down to him. You know, at the end of the game when we needed a win, we needed to make some really just plays down the field. Kenny Pickett didn't really do that. He did, but then he just had two awful mistakes that didn't happen. We could have went into overtime to win, or just went into overtime. But yeah, he threw two interceptions late in the fourth quarter that really just broke everything. And we got lucky that the first interception didn't turn into them scoring. We got so lucky that we were able to stop them. But that last interception was really awful, and I think that's the one that's going to stick out for everyone. And people on Twitter are saying Kenny Pickett is a bust. Now, I'm not going to go that far. It is his third game starting as a starter, getting starter reps. So I'm not going to go that far and saying Kenny Pickett is a bust already. But, it is, something to note. But before we get into this breakdown of the game, go ahead and like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more NFL and Steeler recaps. These are a weekly thing on the channel. Win or loss, we're always doing Steeler recaps, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those if you're a real Steeler fan. The Steelers lost this game because of 4 reasons. I would say 4 reasons specifically is why they lost this game, and we'll go through them one by one. We'll start off with the first one, and that was offensive penalties. Offensive penalties were something that really screwed us over earlier in the game, and especially towards the end of the game when we could have had a first down. But we had illegal motion. After the illegal motion, there was a holding penalty, and it became 3rd and 16. And that's when Kenny Pickett threw his second interception. This was a bad interception and whatnot. He was trying to force something that didn't need to be forced. He could have just threw it, short and got maybe a couple more yards. This was most likely going to be a 4th down. We were going to go for it on 4th down, but he tried to fit it in, go for it all, and it got intercepted. But what led to that interception was the offensive penalties. Those 2 offensive penalties really set us back. We had the first down already, and we brought it all the way back and made it a 3rd and 16. There wasn't that many penalties in the game, but when we did get offensive penalties, they were devastating. They really set back the whole drive. There wasn't even in the 3rd quarter, there was another set of offensive penalties that really did just set back the whole drive again. We had a punt. So yeah, the offensive penalties were something that it was looking pretty good until the second half. The first quarter and first half there was no offensive penalties, and they all came really in the second half. After that was 4 dropped interceptions. 4 dropped interceptions. You can't make that up. Tua was giving them to us. Tua was gift wrapping and giving them to us, and we did not accept it. We had 4 interceptions. If we just held on to one of the interceptions that Tua threw, this is a different game. This is a really different game, especially because there was one inside the 20. Yeah, so the 4 dropped interceptions were just, oh man, they could have been game changing. I think there was actually 2 in the between the 20-yard line. Which is, if that happens, if we don't get a touchdown, we at least get 3 points, and then we would have had 16 points right there, and we were going into overtime. So those 4 dropped interceptions could have been, at least 2 of them could have been at least 6 points, 2 field goals. So those 4 dropped interceptions really affected us. I think if we get 2 of them, it's a different game, and I think then the Dolphins are stressing, and the Dolphins got to play a different game that they were playing. So yeah, those 4 dropped interceptions really did kill the vibe. I wish we got him. I really wish we got him. There is one of them was kind of a hard one to get, but the other 3 were just they were right in our hands, and we didn't get them. The third thing I want to talk about is something that I already hinted at as one of the first things I talked about was Kenny Pickett's interceptions. He had 3 of them on the game, but the first one was something that was an interception that I'm not very I don't think it was his fault entirely. Chase Claypool fell. They bumped knees. He fell. That wasn't his fault, but it did turn into points. And then later on, the two other interceptions late in the game were really just bad, man. They were really bad, and that really did affect our chances of scoring points. Interceptions overall, Kenny Pickett has thrown a lot. I don't want to put them all on him, but he has 7 interceptions now. on the season. So he's only had this is his 4th game, I guess you can say, because like he didn't start the Jets game, so it's like his 4th game really. And 7 interceptions. It's not looking good, but I don't want to put it all on him. He's still a rookie and everything, but we'll get into that later. But that's something that was really a problem. And lastly, we could just talk about it. Overall, it was Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett in the end didn't really live up to what we really wanted him to do. He didn't lead that game-winning drive. He had those 2 interceptions in the 4th quarter that really ended everything. And especially we're going to talk about it when he could have just ran out. The last interception, he could have just ran out of bounds, got the first down, and we would have still had a clock time, and I think we would have like 20 seconds left on the clock. Man, that gave us the chance, but he tried to force it to Deontay Johnson, and it just wasn't it. I don't want to get this misconstrued. I do like Kenny Pickett, but I am going to put this loss on him. The last interception was the worst because we could have got the first down, like I said. Even though I'm putting the blame on him for losing this game, I'm not too mad or upset, or I don't think he's a bust. I think we just need to get that out of even the mind of, like, some Steelers fans are saying he's a bust. We need to get that out of his mind. This is his 3rd game really starting, 4th game in total. He got no starter reps in the whole off-season training camp or anything. It was Mitchell Trubisky, 2-minute drives. He wasn't getting those reps either, really, because he was the backup. So Kenny Pickett is really kind of just thrown in the fire, and this is what you expect when Kenny Pickett is thrown in the fire. This is why I didn't want to throw Kenny Pickett in the fire, because I knew it would be hit or miss. I know he's going to probably have splash moments, but he's also going to have awful moments, and he's going to get a lot of blame. That's what happens when you have a rookie quarterback. Either going to look good and they're going to look bad. I mean, when Jalen Hurts first started, he was just like this. He was good and bad. He led him to the playoffs, but he was good and bad. And another example of a quarterback, a rookie quarterback struggling, is also Josh Allen. Josh Allen didn't come into, I'm not going to compare Kenny Pickett to Josh Allen, but I'm just saying Josh Allen wasn't known as an accurate QB, a game-changing QB. He was very rough at the beginning. It took him putting in the time and dedication to become a great quarterback, like a top 1 quarterback, top 2 quarterback. It really took off seasons of putting in the work to become the number 1 quarterback in the NFL, to be a true quarterback, a true franchise guy. Right now with Kenny Pickett, we're going through the growing pains 100%. I think there's no other way to really say that. We're going through the growing pains. This is what happens, This is what happens when he's the backup. He doesn't get any of the reps and everything. This is what happens, but this is also what happens when he's a rookie. This is his 1st year. Now I know he was a senior in college and everything. He did the 4 years and everything, but still, the NFL to college is so different. Right now, even though this was an awful loss for Kenny Pickett, this is the growing pains. We got to go through it, and I think we're gonna still be good. Like I said, he led us down the field amazingly. There was some passes that were kind of iffy, but when he needed to make a play, he did, and he forced too many plays towards the end, But I rather have him force plays and be confident to push the ball down the field than not pushing down the ball down the field and just dinking and dunking and, trying to live off the run game, which is kind of not even existent right now. Kenny Pickett shows the confidence to throw the ball down the field and to trust his receivers to make the play. There was one that was there was a Pat Freiermuth middle of the field completion that was really good. He read that there was a spy, and so he read it perfectly. So he's trusting his guys. He's making the reads. He's just, it's a rookie mistake. Those 2 interceptions at the end were just kind of just rookie mistakes. I think he was probably in the moment. He was trying to win the game. He was trying to be the superhero, and he didn't do it. He didn't do it. But I don't think it's time to hit the panic button. Say Kenny Pickett's a bust. Say that the Steelers are just are trash. We wasted the 1st pick. I don't think it's time to do all that. It was just it was one awful 4th quarter. Now, if it continues to happen, then we could say something. But we almost won this game. If it wasn't for the offensive penalties, if it wasn't for the 4 dropped interceptions, and if it wasn't for the 3 interceptions, we have a different game. We really do have a different game because our defense held the Dolphins. If you watched my NFL predictions video, when it came to this game, I said Tyreek Hill is probably going to burn us multiple times for 2 touchdowns, probably 2 times for 2 touchdowns, just huge yards, and we actually held him. We held him to some of the best that we can do. I think we can say he had 7 receptions, 72 yards, and he averaged 10 yards per reception. You know, his longest was 21 yards. So like we really did hold Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was someone that I thought was going to burn us, but we actually did really well holding him. Who really killed us was Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle was open in the middle of the field 4 times. You know, he was really open 4 times, 88 yards, and he averaged 22 yards per reception. Like, you know, that's what like we're dealing with. Jalen Waddle was wide open in the middle of the field all the time, basically. But, you know, we still held them. You know, it was still a touchdown game. We just needed 6 points. 6 points, and we could have tied this game, went into overtime, or we just scored 1 touchdown and we win this game. You know, it was that close. We really did hold Miami Dolphins and Tua's comeback. We almost did it, man. We really almost did it. That's why I'm not like hitting the panic button, you know. So yeah, this loss was very heartbreaking because we really had it. We really did have it. The Steelers just shot themselves in the foot. After this, the Steelers play the Eagles, which will be a hard game. This will be harder than the last game. The Eagles are looking like a great team. They're a really great team. So this is going to be 100% a challenge, but I think we're up for it. We're really up for it. And yeah, I think we always have a good chance to win these games, you know. Sure, they're going to be hard, but I think we have a chance, you know. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. It was a very Kenny Pickett focused episode, but our defense showed out. Shout out to our defense. They really kept us in this game for sure, you know. If just, you know, those 4 dropped interceptions. Come on, you guys. Come on, defense. We got to work on that. You really got to work on that. If you get those, we win this game, you know. It's a different story. But anyways, that's it for the Steelers recap. It was a good game. We move on to the Eagles next. That will be a challenging game. But anyways, leave a comment. Tell me how you feel about the Steelers right now. Tell me how you feel about the Steelers right now. Tell me how do you feel about Kenny Pickett right now. I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.